Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining this awesome call with Jen Basford of Three Girls Photography. I've gotten to know Jen gradually over the last year, and so excited that when she offered to introduce some really great new training on the senior market to our Sticky Albums fans. I know I personally got my start in the photography business doing high school senior photography, and really struggled with learning good content. I knew I wanted to do a model program, but I've heard the same sentiments echoed since that model programs are not what they used to be, and there's some cool tricks that Jen's going to share with us that she's using in her business that are really working well. So Jen, without further ado, thank you so much. Welcome to the call.
Aw, thanks, Nate. Hey, no, I totally appreciate that. And I love hearing all these questions from people about it not working anymore, because for me that's just this great opening to tell you why it does work. And I kind of want to. I'm just going to kind of go through here a little bit and take you guys through. Yeah, I've been in business about 8 years, and we specialize in high school seniors. And I mean that very distinctly. That is our extreme specialty. And I think some people are kind of afraid to say that, because does that mean I don't photograph other things? No, absolutely not. I photograph way more families and children's and tweens and babies than I probably want to, but we do. That's just, what we became known for, and it's something that we've really got a lock on, and kind of drives us to that next level. And I love it. It's that excitement of seniors. But no, the marketing for model programs nowadays is so different. And when you're hearing things from people that, it's not working and it's not doing the things for them they think it should, the problem is people are so ingrained in the old style of model programs,
Right.
or the old rep program.
Before you dive into that more, I want to stop just for a second and say,
Go ahead.
like, targeting your market and knowing your specialty, I think is so
Yeah.
important. Where a lot of photographers I've been talking to this year, when I usually quick do a survey, like who does this type, who does seniors, who does weddings, who does babies, who does boudoir, and everybody keeps their hand up the whole time. Like, we've all had to diversify and take on more work, but I think that we have to be really careful when we're doing that our brand doesn't get convoluted
Yes.
and
Yes.
bland, where yes, we do other work. And if that other niche becomes large, you need to make a whole nother brand and website around your weddings, around your infants, because in order to be effective, your marketing has to be really focused.
No, that's a great point, Nate. I mean, I find it funny when I ask you, what do you specialize in? Oh, I specialize in families, children's, babies, and seniors. That's not a specialty. That's a general practitioner. Specialty is one thing. People love to say I specialize in, and then they list multiple things.
Yep.
That just means you're good at a bunch of things, but you need to be great at something. And people know that if you're great at one thing, that transfers over into everything else. So, I would probably love to photograph 99% seniors, but
Yep.
I do get more clients everywhere else, and I love those clients because they value me for what I do. But here's the thing, I don't have to market to them, and I really, truly don't. I mean, outside of a few small things on the back end, more for customer appreciation, we only market to seniors. And and that's just how it goes, because we have built this specialty around it, this niche. And so many people are afraid that it's going to take away from other parts of their business. Whatever it is you specialize in, whether it's newborns or families or smoke bombs, or I mean, whatever that is that drives you, take it, and specialize in it and make that really fun. So marketing for seniors is really about, taking it to that next level. Your seniors this year, and this is an interesting product line for people, I think, because this is the only product line that not only has a different target market, it has two target markets from different generations. Every other target market, for the most part, I am generalizing here for the sake of the call, families, children, babies, and all that, you're marketing to a generation that's pretty much mine and Nate's generation. It's kind of that Gen X-ish, give or take some on the extreme ends, that are all in that same generation. They're that, 20s, 30s, 40s on up, that type thing. But your seniors are millennials. So you're marketing first to your seniors and secondary to your parents. And some people say vice versa, but either way, you're marketing to both. And so for that, you have to approach it very differently than all these rep and model and ambassador programs of the past. So the first and foremost thing that you want to do with a model program is you have got to create an experience that they can't get anywhere else. Meaning, you know, if there are 75,000 people on Facebook asking you to be a model, why are you going to choose them?
Right. Yeah, we just got a comment here from Alexis that says, my problem with marketing to seniors is getting them and their parents to see it's worth it more than the traditional portraits that the school can offer. And we can expound on that to, you want your brand to be showing that not only are you better than what they can get at school, they can better than anybody else in your market, right?
Yeah, and that's definitely first and foremost. And, you know, when we're talking about marketing today, we're going on the base of the fact that you are producing high quality work, and you are producing the best work you can, and you are continually striving to do better. I mean, my work is good. I have times my work is great and times my work is not, but I am always pushing to be better, and my work is at the level it needs to be to hit my target market. So we're assuming that you can at least produce the right look and the right quality for your target market. Outside of that, you have to give them a reason to come to you. If you have 1,000 photographers lined up next to each other and they all produce great work, what's the difference? What is your USP? So the very first thing you need to do before you try to market to your seniors is two things. You need to define your target market. Who is your target market? Is it every senior out there, or is it a certain type of senior? And be very specific about that. The second thing you need to do is decide what your USP is. What is your unique selling proposition? What makes you different? And if you say, oh, well, I give them a great experience, what does that mean? What does that entail to them? You know, they have to hear about it because everybody's using that simple phrase, but you need to go into detail. What is it about that? You know, for us, it's fashion inspiration. We're the fashion experts. We're creating a unique look with our clients. We're developing relationships that are long-term. We're giving them something above and beyond just pictures. And I don't use the term pictures with my clients. My camera takes pictures. I photograph people. You know, there's a huge difference. It's like saying, you know, your pan cooks food, I prepare dinner, you know, or something like that.
Right,
so
right.
Keep those things in mind. And so, you know, you're looking for your seniors, and I'm going to just pull these up real quick and we'll talk through them. Today's senior is different. I mean, it's a lot different than it was 2 and 5 years ago. You're at the tail end of the millennials here. They are not driven by what your seniors of the past were. You cannot just throw a marketing piece in front of them and get them in your door. In the past, you used to be able to say, oh, come to me, and they would come to you. Now, the millennials are marketed to 24/7. From the moment they're awake to the moment they go to sleep, they're marketed to, and they are immune to half of it, and you have got to do something special, and here's the key, earn their trust. So if you are just selling to them, they're not going to trust you, and they're not going to want to have anything to do with you. So you have to build a relationship and market to them. And remember, marketing and advertising are two distinctly different things. Okay? Advertising is marketing, but not all marketing is advertising. Okay, so you've got to create an experience for them, and you've got to define that experience, not just say it's an experience. Well, I can have an experience, you know, driving my car into a tree, but I probably don't want to repeat that or market it. So kind of think how that works for you and your clientele. Okay, so what's the number one thing? I know I'm giving you the answer here. What's the number one thing your seniors want? Okay. Oh, went too fast. Got all excited.
No problem.
There we go. There we go. Okay. So seniors want a sense of belonging. And that's true. I mean, think about it from your level. Everybody does to some extent. But your millennials, your seniors, want this to an extreme. Okay, look at all those reality shows that drive us absolutely crazy out there. They want to belong to something. They want to feel a part of something special, and there has to be that cool factor. They don't want to do something if everybody else can do it. It has no value to them. If it's something anyone can do, then they don't feel it's special. Okay? They want to belong to something unique. They want to belong to something special. And so, I mean, this is about my 8th year doing a model program, and I learned everything the hard way. I jumped right in and did the old school model program where you offer discounts and you make people refer people. That does not work at all. And when, you know, people go, oh, well, so-and-so does it, and it does work. When I say that doesn't work, I'm not talking about the 10% of studios that have a very established brand in their market, such as Larry Peters or Rod Evans, and they have such a brand out there that when they do that, it does still work. That's where their continuity is. But
Right.
Pretty much anyone else, I mean, the new people, those of us that even have been around a while and that grow and change, that doesn't work because our target market does not respond to that at all. Okay, so let's go into the model program. Here's one of the main keys behind the model program, and I tell so many people this, model calls. The very first thing people do, and when I talk to them about model programs, and they do as much of my model program as they can, but this one thing they forget, this will drive your success or it will reduce your success right off the bat. The model calls, and you know what I'm talking about with model calls. You see it every day on Facebook in your news feed. Hey, you know, Jen Basford Photography needs models for the class of 2014. You know, let me know if you're interested. Or even, you know, the best part is the application. Go apply here, or you put it on your website, looking for models, model call. Okay, that does not work. Now, when people say, oh, but I got 5 or 10 or whatever, I'm not saying you don't get anyone. I'm saying your success rate is less or low, because what happens is your target market, remember I said your target market, does not see that as something they want to be a part of.
Right.
Your target market looks at that and goes, oh, well, anybody can do that. Why is it special?
Yep.
Why should I go there? What's
Yep.
in it for me? I mean, really, why should they do that? You know, it's like, well, so-and-so from the, you know, I mean, and I'm talking in teenage language here. You know, they get all this stuff in their head, all this junk in their head, and they don't want to be a part of it. Plus, the fact that you're putting up an application is a barrier to entry for teenagers. It's a barrier to entry for Jen Basford, who gets lost on the way to her application that she clicks. I mean, just think about things. Your goal is to get people in who love your studio, who talk about it to their friends. And so you've just created a barrier to entry and reduced your pool. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to create exclusivity in your model program. So what we do is we make our model program by invitation only. Now, let me give you my own thing that I get from people that start to fight me here. But I don't want to exclude people. I want everybody to be a part of it if they want to be, or what about everyone? No, you're absolutely right. We want everyone to be a part of it too that wants to be, but it's not in the fact that it's actually exclusive, it's how we market it as exclusive.
Yep.
And so what we do is we reach out to our current models each year to go out and give us a list of people they recommend to be models for next year. So that gets us this huge list. We give them incentives to do this. You know, for every 10 people they recommend, they get something of value to them. And, you know, so we have this list. And and our list that we start from each year now is about 400 and 500 people.
Wow.
It is unreal. I mean, it's to the point that we've actually kind of shrunk a little bit how we're doing this. When we first started and we had no models, or we had 2 the first year or whatever, we reached out to people we know. We reached out to good clients. We reached out to neighbors and friends. Honestly, in the social world these days, it takes really 1 or 2 kids who have viral connections to get you a list of people that are worthwhile to be models for your studio, that really get what you do.
Yep.
And you know, I mean, honestly, that's how we did it. People go, oh, I don't have 500 models to do that with. It doesn't take that. I mean, we get the majority of our recommendations from maybe about 5 models now, 5 to 10. And we get others that recommend a few.
Yep.
And then there's overlap. And that's the thing. And so then at that point, we're getting these recommendations. We actually weed them down ourselves. We do a little online creeping to make sure nobody's killed anybody or isn't heading to jail. Or
But you've got to do that because they're representing your studio, right? You've got to put in that legwork.
People go, oh, I want everybody in there. No, you don't. This is not a popularity contest. And I want people from every genre. I want the cheerleaders and the sports people and the drama people and the band people and all that, but I
Right.
do not want the people that detract from my brand. And
Exactly.
there are some out there that do, that
It's
have things that I won't mention here that we do eliminate because of
right.
that.
And it's like
So,
that. How's the that old line of wisdom that says, if you have a happy customer, they'll tell like a couple people, but if you have an
mhm,
angry customer, they'll tell everybody.
exactly.
The same
And you
thing.
have to,
The
yeah,
same thing kind of applies with your models.
yeah,
If people like them, it's gonna have a positive effect. But if there's something not cool, like really not cool about the models
yeah,
that you're
yeah.
using, that can turn a lot of people off really quickly.
And it's not, it's not that whole, oh, well, she's an ugly duck. It's not that at all.
No,
That is
right,
not
right, right,
remotely
right.
what I'm referring to.
Exactly. Yep, I hear
I
you.
am referring to the ones that detract from your brand, and you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So, yeah, so we get those things in, and then we actually send out invitations to these kids directly. We do it online. You can either do it through email or Facebook, or if you had a smaller group and you were able to get addresses, you could send them something really cool, and we invite them to an information meeting. They are required to attend this meeting with a parent in order to be a model. And what we've done is we've sent them out a note saying, these are all the wonderful, awesome, fun parts of being a model for Three Girls Photography. Would you like to know more? Do you think this is something you'd be interested in? And of course they go, ah, yes, yay. And then we say, great, we're going to schedule you for a meeting with your parent. You're required to bring a parent. And we get them set up for a meeting. We bring them into our studio. And then we go over everything, in full detail.
Yep.
Okay? And when I say in full detail, meaning this is not a carrot and stick situation. We're not trying to get them in and dangle something and then beat them over the head with it. We want them to understand what it's about. We tell them everything it involves, how fun it is, the fact that it's a year-round program. It's not just come in, get stuff done, we throw free things at you and you go home. And then we answer every question they have, which the questions always center around the time commitment and how much does it cost. And we answer that for them. We want them to understand and know what they're getting into at this meeting.
Yep.
So
What are you're going to go, I'm assuming, oh, here you go, the work. So you're going to go through, like, what are some of those differences? What's benefits of being a model? How's my next question?
I mean, right? I'm just going to pull these up. Sometimes it's easier to just kind of, since we're online, we're going to talk through this
I dig it.
here. Yeah. So what we do at the meetings, we go over this with them. We go over all the benefits of being a model, which we'll talk about just in a second. We give our models the option to earn model points. Now, what model points do for us is they replace the old referral program. Because here's the key. Is everybody ready for this? I don't care if my models refer anyone to me or not. I don't.
Yep.
Don't care. I mean, if they're out there saying, oh, okay, hi, I'm Jane. Sarah, you should go see Jen at Three Girls Photography. Here's a card. You get 8 free wallets. Thank you. I mean, that is as unreal as it gets, okay? That is not marketing for us. That is a sales pitch, and that does not work. That is not what we want these models doing. Our models, for us, are full paying clients. They get no discounts. They get added value. Okay? We do not discount ever, ever.
Yep.
If you've been discounting, stop, because you're training people to wait for a sale and you're training people to devalue what you do.
Yep.
So do not discount. Do not offer them products. That does not drive them. They care about images. They want to be in front of the camera. This is an image-based generation driven by Instagram, driven by Facebook, driven by Snapchat. Everything out there is image-based. The products do not necessarily speak to the kids. And if you're going, oh, well, they do speak to mine, I'm talking overall. There's always going to be that subset of people that, fall into that. And if that's working for you and you're making the amount of money you want, then definitely do that. But your target market, if it's a higher level, is not going for that. So that's where we put model points into play. We also explain to them, this program is our marketing. For us, it's more about relationships. We actually build personal relationships with our models. We keep in touch with them after they go to college, every one of them. And then we go over that wow experience. The wow experience is what separates you from every other studio out there. Okay, for us, it's an annual fashion show, and that is huge. It is tied into our model program. It drives models to us. We have to do very little effort, and it is just, I can't even yeah, I'll talk about that as well. Bonuses, and those are, again, those value-added items that you get from being a model for our studio. And then we go over the upfront investment. Okay, so yeah,
Oh, so
right?
so they pay. So many people that like, oh, we just do our model program for free.
Holy cow, are you kidding me?
I've heard them say it.
God. Well, and here's the thing, and this is how we market it to them. Our model program itself is free.
Yeah.
It is. They don't actually pay for the model program. What they do is they select what level they want to invest in our studio and their senior portraits up front.
Right.
Because we start putting time and images and effort into these models right away in the spring, and we need to know that you are committed not just contractually but financially to our studio. And we use this explanation. We actually tell our parents and kids while they're here. We use this explanation, and you can tailor it to your level. But we're in Oklahoma City, or North Oklahoma City, Edmond, and we have the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's our professional basketball team, first professional team of any kind in the state of Oklahoma. So you can imagine how much we love our Thunder. So we have Kevin Durant on the team, who's a star player, and we kind of explain it like this. We say, let's say Nike signs a contract with Kevin Durant to represent them. Okay,
Yep.
So Katie represents Nike, but let's say on Saturdays he's out hanging at the mall wearing Adidas. What does that do?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It discredits both Kevin Durant and Nike. Now,
Right.
we jokingly explain, well, hey, Nike's probably going to sue him, ha-ha.
Right.
But they kind of get it, that it discredits both of them. And we explain that a little bit. So they get that, and they get the fact that, we're investing time into them, and so they can choose what level they want to invest back into us, and that's
Yep.
where the money comes in. I mean, we bring in $25,000 to $30,000 every spring from our models in a week.
Yep.
I mean, it's
And I've just,
incredible.
on that point, I've heard like the people that say they do it for free. It's like, well, it's purely a marketing play where they'll do like half-hour small sessions, and then they can earn like a longer session later. But it turns into so much work where you're also setting the expectation too low. Where, like, how great is it to be in the position? What you just said is, you're not on the hook that they have to refer people, right? In order for it to work. A model is as much a customer as anybody else. It's a profitable customer, and that's where you start. So then there's less stress in it, and the word of mouth thing starts to happen on its own. But that's too hard to predict, and you can't take that risk in your business.
Oh yeah, no, that's huge. I mean, for us, I'm not going to take that much on spec and just assume they're going to come to me, because you know why? I did that years ago.
Yep.
And guess what? There's always a percentage that doesn't, for whatever reason. I mean, I'm cute, I'm nice, I'm fun, and then still there's those people that you're just like, so it's a business transaction. And so once we have that commitment set, we're able to use them. If my models do absolutely nothing, I have still benefited from them as a marketing tool, because they're a full paying client. The only benefit they get, and let's go ahead and just kind of go through that, the only benefit they get is their model session is free. But
Yep.
Here's the kicker to that. People go, oh, I do that, and they never come in for their free session, and they never order. Okay, that's where you're losing control. Our model sessions are free only in the month of June, period.
Yeah.
July 1st comes, you're a paying client just like everyone else.
Yeah.
So if you want that free session, and Mom's over here taking notes right at this time, you want that free session, you come in June.
Yep.
For us, June is slow. It's that lull. Kids are going on vacation, they're getting their tans. July is when we get slammed, which
Yep.
do not get me started. I don't understand why it's 120 degrees in July, and they're like, we need our portraits done now outside, and we sweat, but that's a whole separate topic. So we do that in June, and that's how we control that, and they're treated just like a regular client. So what are we giving? We're giving our time when we wouldn't be shooting anyway, so it's not a cost to us, really.
Right.
You can choose any of our sessions, but they're treated like a regular client. Any session that has a minimum purchase, they're held to that. They
Yep.
become a regular client at that point. They don't have discounts or products or anything else.
Yep.
You
So,
know?
can you explain the points? Somebody's got a question about how the point system works.
Yeah, we'll go right into that. Let me go through these really quick.
Okay.
So being a model, you get your model session for free. That's something we do in the spring. It's literally a 10 to 15-minute session per model, one look, one outfit. And what your goal is for that model session is to leave them wanting more. Do not do a 30-minute or hour session or anything big with multiple outfits, because when you do that, you satisfy them, and that does not market for you. If you leave them wanting more, they're out there talking about it, they're excited, they can't wait to come back. So we just give them a taste.
Yep.
And then that gives me the images I need to market with. Their senior session is free in June. Any session they want, but if they choose one with a minimum, they have to comply with that minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Family session is free anytime during their senior year, and they can also do a friends session with their friends, just a quick session in the fall, which for us is really just marketing. They're also featured in our marketing. They get online images from their sessions, and then they can earn cash. And then, of course, you can add things that work for you. Now, the earning cash has to do with the model points, which I just kind of talked about. Okay, so how do they earn model points? I mean, every year we kind of trade these around. We do lots of different things with our model points. So, yes, the number one way you can earn model points is direct referrals, meaning if someone comes in, we have them fill out forms every time our seniors come in. And on that form is, how did you hear about us? So if, you know, Jane Smith is on there, and, you know, oh, I heard about you from my friend Jane Smith, and she's a model for us, we track it, and we go into our spreadsheet, and we give Jane Smith the credit for referring that person to us. Jane may not even know that she did that, but if that's how they're hearing about it, that's how we want to know about it. And we trust us. That's all happening through our models. Like our Facebook page, we do all sorts of creative stuff. Like our referrals have the highest point value. Let's say 50 points or 100 points per referral, whatever it is you want to do. And then we have all these fun marketing things that have small point value, but it gets them engaged. We say, you know what, go have all your friends like our Facebook page. We'll give you 10 points.
Yep.
You know, we're going to give you a sticky album. Share it with every 10 of your friends that you share it with, we're going to give you 5 or 10 points or whatever. And I just found out, which I feel kind of dumb because I'm sure it's been out there and Nate's told everyone about it, but I just found out from Nate earlier this month that you can actually see that they've shared it. You can see all those unique views, and I just figured that out. I'm feeling so awesome because I was having to take their word for it. So super pumped about that.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people jump on that where there's
so great.
It's you can not only can you measure your reps effectiveness, but then I just was having a conversation with somebody at a local conference last weekend saying the same thing. They were like, "Oh yeah, then I can use that as an incentive." Where they right now they can't see the unique views, but only you can as a photographer. But you can use that as a metric that you're using, making sure they are sharing and out spreading the word. It's pretty cool.
No, I agree, and you can, you know, reach out and help them if they're not. I mean, it's super easy. We had one of our Seniors Ignite Masterminds is Nicholas W. Alexander, and he just, I think he used his for the first time last night or this week or something, and he's been like jumping into it and doing it on the fly, and it's already had over 90 unique views.
Wow.
He just threw it out there, and it just went bam, and he is just I mean, we've been talking all day about different ideas with this, so no, we love that. It's so easy. We just sit here and they do all the work for us. But I mean, other ways to earn points, you know, give them your studio model t-shirt and tell them if they take a pic of it and put it as a profile pic online, or, you know, if they do a fun video and post it online, you can give them points for anything that's really marketing for you. And so that's what we do. And as they earn points, we've tried everything over the year. You know, so many people go, oh, we give them discounts on their products. No, that does not work for your millennial generation. They will not participate. They do not care about discounts, and you do not want your name or brand associated with discounts. If we give them products, no matter what the product is, whether it's a product of ours, or it's an iPad or an iPhone, or I swear if it were a Lamborghini, you will always have those models that just roll their eyes and go, oh, well, I have 5 of those. I mean, whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, it's true, not everybody values the same thing. So several years ago, we switched it over to cash, and we actually do get a small percentage that participate now because cash speaks. It doesn't matter who they are, and it doesn't matter how much money they come from. These kids just love cash, and so we just we keep it simple. You earn points, the points translate to cash. Easy as that.
Cool.
And so, yeah, that's how we do it. So how do they market for us? Everybody's going, well, what are you doing? What, why are they marketing if you're not doing anything? Well, they do. I mean, and of course, a lot of them do directly. They refer people to us. But it's not that old school passing out cards referral. They don't do that. I mean, we haven't done that for 3 or 4 years, and we poll them every year and ask them. They do not do that. They think it's cheesy. They think it's very ineffective. They just don't. Even if they tell us they do, the moms tell us, no, they don't. And so they just don't directly refer. But they're talking to their friends, and their friends come in and say, oh, Allie came here. Of course I'm coming here. My best friend came here. Those are direct referrals to us. And they can refer directly, but then also indirectly. I don't care if we have a model who's the biggest dud on the planet. We're going to put her images out there. We're going to tag her. We're going to blog about her. We're going to put her in our studio. And I guarantee you some of those duds bring in more people than anyone else because guess what? Their friends see their images. Okay? They know where they went. Their friends want to be like them. We get the benefits of them marketing whether they do it directly or indirectly. Easy as that.
Yep. So we got a couple questions come in about like how do you work out just have like a table you give them that number of points equals a certain number amount of cash?
Yep. When they come in and they sign up, we have a list of what our points values are that you can earn. And of course, referrals is the highest. It means every direct referral where someone comes in and the form they fill out has your name on it, you get those points for that. But then we have the other things listed and the points values associated with them.
Perfect.
And then we also remind them throughout the year. Say, hey, just here's a reminder. These are ways you can earn points. So we interact with them a lot and do that year round. So, yeah, we do. And they know. We track the points, and we'll keep them updated every so often.
Got it.
They know what they're doing. Yeah.
And does it you play with different point systems? So there's people asking specifically, does 100 points equal $100, or how do you usually structure it?
I mean, we have in the past. We've kept the same point system in the past probably 2 or 3 years now. And I think our direct referrals are 50 points each now. And so that way we can do smaller things at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 points.
Right.
So I think our first cash payout comes at the equivalent of 2 referrals. So I think our first cash payout comes at 100 points, which either equals 2 direct referrals or a referral and a whole bunch of little marketing stuff.
Right.
So that's where our first level hits. And then after that, it's every 1 to 2 referrals probably, and we're paying out anywhere from $25 to $50 at a time.
Got it.
Because
are you giving them a credit card, or is it print credit towards other products, or is it actual cash?
No, actual cash. Do not ever give print credit. The kids will not work for that. They want cash. They want cash that you put in their hand when they go out with their friends or they go shopping. This is separate from their senior portraits.
I dig it.
This is in lieu of you paying to do any advertising
of
any kind.
Exactly.
If that's giving you a direct referral and your average is $2,000, $2,500 a senior, whatever it is, of course I'm going to give you $25.
Yep. And is there a maximum? I think I know your answer, but is there a max?
Nope. And we actually have a high-end bonus level that gets you, I think, a $1,000 scholarship and an iPad or something.
I dig it.
We've had a couple people get close, but no one's ever hit it.
Yep. That's great.
Mm-hmm. And you can play with that however you want. You just have to decide, what do you want them to do for you, and where do you want to bonus them at?
And I think that people they hear oh my God, I'm paying people cash. I'm supposed to be in business making money. Well, remember, you're structuring this in a way that if these people are earning these points, it's making you money. Where
exactly,
they're almost like your employees, like your sales force that you're paying. And as long as it's structured right, there should be no cap, because it means if they're kicking ass, so are you. It's a win-win for everybody.
If you're paying them money, it's because they've brought you something that pays you money.
Right. More money. Much more money.
Yeah, more money. And, we don't give them points until the people go through their sales sessions.
Exactly.
So you can tweak that to make sure it's working. Don't be afraid to be in control of your business.
Yep.
Don't let them do that. And I'm sure this has been in my presentation long before today, but I have to talk to you guys about this, the whole sticky albums thing. This is something we have put into our model program this year, and we are so insanely excited about it that even after I just first photographed my models, later that day, they're sending me messages on Facebook on how to get this custom album, this custom app. And I'm like, gosh, you have to wait till they're your images. They have to get your images out. And they keep hitting me up, and they're so pumped about it. And I've had so many great ideas of how to use these this year that we're just nuts about it. We actually have 53 models this year.
Wow.
And yeah, for me, that is an insane amount. I like to keep it around 40 at max. So, I mean, hey, it's a good problem to have. And we've actually structured our program such that, you know, we've raised our prices. We're trying to get fewer. But, I mean, it's just the fashion show and the model program are just built to that level. And I will tell you, we've had several people, you know, when we talked about these custom apps in our information meeting that really got stuck on that, and they're so pumped about it. So we've actually been right in the midst right now of creating these apps for our models. And what we do is, remember I mentioned that 15 to 20 minute or 10 to 15 minute model session we do for everyone. It gets them about 8 images from that session. And that's really, again, I just want to leave them excited. And so we took those 8 images, we threw them in a sticky album, we threw our branding on them. We put a link to the National Seniors Ignite Models video, and then we also put a link to our Facebook page just to get this out in their hands and start sharing with their friends. But we also had a great idea. Brianna Gamble from that attended Seniors Ignite this year is actually creating a sticky album of one of all of her models' images. Sorry, yep. Nate, that's going to put me over that 30 to 40 limit here, so make it lower. But and then send it out with all of the information on her fashion show so that they can send it out to all their friends and say, see me for tickets. And that's awesome because wow. I'm like, hey, hello. Now they're able to market the fashion show separately from their images. Like, hey, you know, here's all the fashions. Another thing we've started doing is creating a fashion lookbook.
Yep.
So, you know, you've got all the fashion trends coming up. We can create a lookbook, and we can send it out to all of our clients when they book. Love that idea. Someone else was just saying that you should create, and I don't know if you've heard this, I'm sure you have, is sports schedules, like the football schedule. Create a sticky album of the football schedule, and you could do, you know, each one with a separate image or mix in images. I mean, you could be creative with this. Get it out there to some of your models, you know, get it out there to the cheerleaders, maybe work with the cheerleaders or the football team or whoever,
yep.
and get that out. And not only the football team, think about the sports that don't get that push. You know, think about soccer or volleyball right. or basketball that really need that. That can be your in. You know, you can
I think that what I like to remind people about that use case is you can update and change a sticky album at any time. Mm-hmm. So you can go back and add images, remove images, and when you put in something else of use besides cool images, you put like something as simple as a calendar or the schedule of all of the home games for any sport. It keeps people coming back to and opening the app over and over and over again. And every time they're opening it each week, you can add in new images, new marketing material, whatever you want to put in there.
Yeah, no, I love that. And that whole ability to add or change has been great for us because our models come in for different stuff throughout the year, and we can always be adding things to their sticky albums. We
right.
Love that, love that, love that. The last thing that I saw, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him about this, Nate, I don't know if you talked to Allison Ragsdale or Matt Hoagland at the Seniors Ignite event. But Matt, his wife's a photographer, and Allison Ragsdale Photography, and Matt has created all these little sticky albums of different locations where they shoot.
Oh, wow.
Right? Think about this. So let's say there's, you know, maybe 6 or whatever different locations that they can go to, the mountains or the fields or the urban or whatever, and they've created this app of images that are representative of that area. And so they create them and they send them out to new clients. So the clients can download these, check through and be like, oh, I want to go down to the mountains, or I want to go down to the Urban, or I want to go down to the Warehouse, and just know ahead of time the looks they're going to get. And I
Yeah.
really kind of want to explore that a little bit more with him, because I thought that was brilliant. You know, they could put it on their website, or they could send it out in an email. But
I think that you've talked before about the importance of setting expectations, and to go back to the beginning when people talk about setting yourself apart, it's creating that experience. It's so much easier to exceed your client's expectations when you're doing a really good job of setting them. Where
right.
if they're just walking in blind, going, I don't know where I kind of like these, but I don't know where we should go for shooting. And
Yeah.
that's your job to know the best places in town to shoot. And when you can give
Exactly.
them an example, it makes
Yeah.
them feel confident and prepared that you're in control and you know what's best for them.
Yeah, no, I love that. When I saw that, I just went like, oh, duh, brilliant. We should be doing
I
that.
love
Or
it.
it's great. So yeah, I thought I'd kind of throw that out there and go with that. So yeah, the next thing for the models is the wow experience. And this is the one thing that makes your model program unique. If you do not have a wow experience in your model program, you are going to have very limited success with this current high school senior. You just are. I mean, they have 56,473 options to be a model for every photographer in your area and beyond. Why should they choose you? What's different about your program? Now, this needs to be something that is only available to models, not something people can purchase or do otherwise. You know, and I mentioned that for us, it's our fashion show, okay? Now, some people go, oh, I can't do a fashion show. Well, that's a whole nother webinar, but yes, you can, first of all. But second, there are so many other things you can do as well. You could do like a couture theme shoot for your models. You could do a model destination shoot. You know, take your models on a Saturday somewhere, you know, 3 to 5 hours away that you can't really go for a senior session, but it's really awesome. You know, say you like, we went down one time to the Arbuckle Mountains into this holy city where we were able to photograph. It's not somewhere you can go to photograph normally, but we went for a day. We created this excursion, this model experience, and had, you know, certain outfits selected, certain fashion selected. So we had this model excursion that you could only get, couldn't pay for it, you couldn't, you know, go down there on a location shoot, but you got that for being a model.
Yep.
Or say you do fashion trend videos like we do. We do fashion trend videos with our models all the time. So they can come in every, you know, few weeks or every month and star in these videos showing off the upcoming fashion trends. Or maybe you partner with a boutique, and if they're your model, they get to be in all the images to show off the boutique's new clothing line. Okay, so all these are lots of different ideas, and there's so many more out there of what makes you different, what makes it to where you can only get this if they're a model for your studio. And it's not a product or a discount or anything like that. This is an experience. It's experiential. It's got to be something that really speaks to your seniors, and find out what that is. Talk to them, you know, see what it is that drives them.
I've got a quick question from the audience. It's their first year doing a fashion show.
Yep.
Is there anything you would do the day of the show to increase kind of the word of mouth and getting people to the show?
The day of the show, what we do is, because our models start to sell tickets about 3 weeks out from the show, and you know, when I say sell tickets, we sell tickets to our fashion show for $5 each, okay, because everybody can whip out a $5 bill or get a hold of a $5 bill. The reason we do that is we partner with charity, and we partner with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So every ticket sale that we sell goes to Mothers Against Drunk Driving. We don't profit off of it. We don't use it for our expenses. It's our way of giving back, and it also helps the kids sell tickets. But a lot of people procrastinate and they forget. I mean, it's amazing. You can tell them 56 times in the day of the show. They're like, what, a fashion show? And all that comes out. So the day of the show, what we do is we have our models wear their model T-shirts to school. So we have these model shirts all in school on the day of the show. They're talking about it. They have that last push. We've talked about it. We've made it really exciting. We may even donate some tickets to people. Without tickets, I can say we probably would not have a very good attendance at our show, because for people to want to come, they need a reason to come. So if you put out $5 in tickets and you have a ticket in your hand, you're, probably a good chance is more likely that you're going to attend the show. And then, of course, we sell it at the door. So I mean, we've been standing room only for about 3 or 4 years now. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a big thing for us. So, yeah. Bonuses. Now, here's the thing is we do a lot of bonuses with our models throughout the year. And this is where a lot of people drop off or fail. When they've got this model program going, they get the model images, they play with the model images, they shoot the senior session, and then they're done. Okay? You have to play with your models year-round. You have to establish and keep that relationship going in order to translate into next year's models, and then, of course, continue with those seniors throughout the year and family sessions and building your brand. You cannot drop them after, the summer or your senior season. So we interact with them. We bring them in probably once a month, or at least have an option for them to come in for just a creative shoot. Maybe we have a new light, or we want to shoot on a new location, or we want to do something with makeup, or we want to shoot someone all in red. I don't know, whatever it is. And we just bring them in for marketing shoots, and we put those out there, and we blog about them. Keeps them involved, keeps them in front of our audience. And then, of course, we do quick little fashion trend videos that we put up on our YouTube page all the time, telling our seniors what fashion trends are coming up, what they can expect to look for and see and wear for their senior portraits. And, I mean, both of those have been huge, huge hits for us. So, upfront investment. Okay, let me pop these up here really quick. We have 4 levels that people can choose to invest in our fashion, or in our model program. And, oops, I keep going through that really fast. And people can choose whichever one they're most comfortable with, okay? Level 1, they just get the basic model program, just all the free things, the free sessions and all that. Level 2, they get the basic model program, plus we give them entry into the National Seniors Ignite Model Contest. And you can find out more information about that on our website, seniorsignite.com. And it's just an opportunity to give your studio a great marketing potential for one of your high school seniors. And so they can enter that for free, which for us is about a $200 value. At the level 3, you'll notice that's in red. That's where I want most of my seniors to fall. So level 3 is where I put your wow experience. Whatever your wow experience is, needs to be at the level where you want most of your models to fall. So you cannot be in our fashion show unless you invest at a level 3. So let's say your levels are 1 to 5 and 500 and 1,000, or $50, $250, $500, $750. Whatever they are, you've got to lay them out to where you're bringing in what you want them to bring in. Okay? Now, this money that they put down goes towards their senior portraits. All right? That's key. They're not just paying for the model program. Remember, the model program itself does not cost any money, but they are investing up front in their senior portraits. And the thing is, they're doing this in the spring. They're investing up front. That goes as a credit towards their portraits. It's not pre-purchasing any package or whatever it is you call it. It's just sitting there like a gift card, so that when, Sarah's mom comes in to purchase for Sarah and she invested at the $500 level, she's already sitting there with a $500 credit to spend however she wants.
Right.
And then, of course, we bring in more in the summer because it's kind of money forgotten. So it helps us spread it out, helps us commit to it. And then we also have level 4, which is usually just a bonus level. It's level 3, plus they get an additional $100 credit for free. And that's the only difference we do, is because we have some people that know that, they're going to spend more money with us, or maybe they had a sibling, or they know the value of the fact that if they invest, $700 or $1,000 or whatever, they're actually going to get $100 more in credit. And that's all that is. It's very simple, laid out. You choose how much you want to invest up front, and how much you invest is, determines what you get out of it.
Cool.
And so we've moved that to where we push for them to hit that level 3. So I would say about 80% of our models hit level 3, and then probably 10% hit level 2 and 10% hit level 4. Nobody hits level 1. That's just there to give everything value year-round. And I talked about that, the fact that your model program is not a wham and run type program. It's year-round. You have to engage your models. You have to build and nurture those relationships, or you're going to make this a one-time model program. You want this to be continual. You want it to be real. You want it to be fun. All right, final thoughts on the model program. Get social. Yeah, I mean, the main way to do this, like I've said, is the sticky albums are a great way to get social. It's that shoulder to shoulder. Let me show you my images. You can share it with them. We're online on our website and our blog are our main places we want our seniors. We feed into that through Instagram and Vine and Twitter and Facebook and all that, but we're not selling to them. We are celebrating our clients' birthdays and successes and their images and how fun they are. We are building relationships. That is the key difference on people that go, oh, I don't have time for that, that's too much work, or it doesn't work for me. Well, yeah, if you're selling to them, if you're just putting out discounts or going, I have a special on senior sessions or call today and get this free, yeah, that's not going to work without a relationship already established there. So keep that in mind when you're out online and you're being social, that your social platform is for marketing and relationship building and propagating that throughout the year. And so, that's how we've really built this business successfully, is by building a positive brand-centered relationship online, socially. And, of course, the fashion show. Okay, why we do the fashion show. And this is just a quick blurb about why we do the fashion show. Fashion show for us is buzz marketing for our target market. Our models sell tickets. Remember I said we tied with charity. We hold it on a weeknight so they can talk the day of in school and the day after in school. It's great publicity, and it establishes us as the experts. It separates us from every other photographer in the area. I mean, there's no one that competes at our level. Do people still compare us? Sure, over time they do, but in reality, when you come right down to it, we have our own market, and we have worked really hard to establish that, and we work really hard year after year to keep that up. To make it something different than just walk in, lean on a tree, photograph, your
right.
senior and go home.
Where do you hold the fashion show?
Now we hold it at the only location we can. Edmond has a 4-year college. It used to be a junior college. So when I say 4-year, it's a really small 4-year college. And they have a set of ballrooms that you can open up to. There's 3 ballrooms, but you can open up into one large ballroom.
Cool.
So we rent out that ballroom. We've started it at a much smaller location because if we had started there, that would not have been a good idea because it would have been really empty. So. All right. So I think I'm probably going to pass this to Nate for some questions. Yeah, if anyone wants more information, we've got lots of marketing ideas, both with sticky albums and for seniors in general over at seniorsignite.com. We do have a free lighting and posing sticky album. So if it's your first time to the site, if you sign up, it is completely free to sign up. It's just giving you access to the site. There's no cost involved. And you can download that sticky app and get some really cool lighting and posing inspiration for your high school seniors.
Yeah.
And of course, we go more into detail about different marketing ideas and education there as well. So.
Very cool. Jen, thank you so much. Let me go through a couple quick questions.
Yeah, please do.
One just came in. How long are the fashion shows?
Your actual runway portion of your show. Remember, I say runway portion because we do other things there. We talk a little bit. We have some videos we show, and we now actually have an opener show. Your runway portion should be no longer than 30 to 45 minutes long, period. Your audience will lose interest after that.
Right. So you said you only give them a free session during June, but they get their senior session, family session, or friend session free their entire senior year. How can you clarify?
No. They get the models. They get 4 sessions for free. Their model session is held during the spring at a specific time, meaning we
Okay.
say, okay, here's the 3 or 4 days we do model sessions. They sign up for a 10-minute slot. Their senior portrait session is done in June only.
Got it.
If they want it any other time, they pay for it. Then they get the option of a family session if they want it. It's just optional, that they can do any time during their senior year. It's a separate session. It's a separate ordering appointment, everything like that. And then a friend session is also optional, where they can come in with their friends just for a quick 30-minute group session for fun shots, you know, typically for gifts or the yearbook or things like that.
Yep.
But their
Got it.
senior session is June only, for free.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I'm going to cover a couple quick housekeeping things as we wrap up. We've got a couple more questions coming in about the fashion show. And so like you said, Jen, I think we can just make that it's another webinar.
Oh, yeah, totally. We could walk all the way through the fashion show. That'd be awesome.
And,
Yeah.
and there, I believe you've got some information on your fashion shows at Seniors Ignite as well.
Yep. If they want to check that out and just get familiar with it and kind of get up to speed, if they want to check that out, and then yeah, I think we should totally do one of these on the fashion show.
I dig it. So
yeah.
let's see. There was another question about using sticky albums as an incentive that I'll quick cover. I think you want to be thinking of as my goal is that it's so simple that you guys can. Every one of your customers should have a sticky album. So it's a marketing tool first, and that means that it could be as simple as 6 or 9 images that you're giving away free. And where you can start to use it as an incentive is when people, like Jen said earlier, are asking for it. When people are asking for products, that's when they should be pull-through products or incentive products, right? Yeah. You don't want to have to explain a product that you're using as an incentive, because guess what? It doesn't work as an incentive. It doesn't lure them. But if they're asking for it, and a lot of times somebody asked earlier about do the kids want digitals and the parents want prints, I think that another way to look at it is impulsively people just want the image. They want it now. They want to have it on their phone, and they want to have Facebook to share it, and this lets you address that nowness, but you can hold it out as a carrot saying, well, the full sticky album is only available when you spend X, when you spend into this tier, or when you buy a print album or something like that.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and that's what we've done this year as well. Is you know, we're using this just as a marketing and bonus tool, and it's not available for purchase in any way, shape, or form. It's a bonus level, or it's gifted, or it's for our models, and I mean, there's a way to get it for everyone. It's just that's what drives our business. And when they're wanting it, when they're asking for it, it's giving value to your business and your brand.
Yep.
And that's, I think, you know, the key.
And if even if people don't get up into that incentive, so I've heard tons of stories, which is so cool. How, like we're not only are we getting more customers now, but we're increasing our sales per customer because it's addressing the digital image issue right off the bat. People don't worry about it. But let's say the clients that aren't getting up into the incentive part that you want, that's fine. They don't get the 30 or the 20 image full premium sticky album, but 2 weeks later you can still wow them with a 6 or an 8 or a 9 image sticky album, and you're still getting the marketing play from that. So try to resist getting locked into you using sticky albums in one certain way. I've been blown away with how many different uses you can, whether it's posing guides or schedules or whatever it is.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, I'm smart, I'm creative, I should have thought of all of these. And it's just, you know, they all come up with them, and you're like, it's awesome, I'm totally. And the thing about it, you'll find with, I mean, everybody that's doing cool stuff with sticky albums, they are so like, yes, please share, please do. It's a great community, and you know, that's one of the things we've been talking about over at Seniors Ignite for this week is people just started these threads about these ideas for sticky albums, and then people wanted to see what they were talking about, so they sent out the albums. We could all check it out, and I mean, it's just been wonderful to share that information, and it's helping all of us, so we're totally excited about it.
Thank you so much again, Jen. So last things, there is a giveaway on the blog. Don't miss it. If you go to stickyalbums.com/blog, it's the second one down. I'm posting the direct link here in the chat window to everybody. Please enter You can enter once a day if you want. I'm really excited to be offering such an awesome lens, and do note that it's a gift card, so you guys can spend it how you choose. And
Get the lens.
always invest in lens. Always invest in
Get the
glass,
lens.
right?
Get the lens. Yes.
Glass holds its
yes.
value. Bodies come and go. Invest in
Yes.
glass, right?
Invest in glass. Seriously.
I was talking. I won't go. I'll save that story till next. So last cool trick is if you guys are in the step of the builder where you can add video, you can also add custom links. So when you're using your reps as to help you recruit other reps or to spread the invite, you can link directly to an invitation page. You can link to an application. You can link to other forms from within your sticky albums, and again, putting your reps to work for you. And I'll just reiterate that the idea of making your master rep app, instead of giving each rep their own full image app, they got to work for that. They've got to work to have their own app later, but during the season, they get kind of the master app with 20 to 30 images of all of your models, so that they're pushing and sharing your portfolio, not just their pictures. And so once you get that master one built, go into the My Albums tab and duplicate the master 10, 20 times for each one of your reps, and give each rep their own link, and that's how you get to measure the success or the productivity of each rep.
Yeah, so awesome.
All right, we squeezed a lot of information into one session. This was perfect. If you guys have more questions, you can always reach out to me as well on Twitter, Facebook, and at nate@stickyalbums.com. Thank you guys so much for being here, and you can also save $55 on Sticky Albums, the annual membership, this week using the code STUCK, STUK. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of the night. Cheers.